in there with the bonnet, it's been broken loose in the bonnet, so it runs down the drain.
Because I'm going to run it down the drain.
Now you can't get 100% of it back out of the bonnet until you do a real thorough clean, but you don't really need to do that during the job. You
can get it out of it. I just get it out till it looks basically clear in the sink, and then throw the bonnet back on the ground and get back to it.
So this is why you don't necessarily have to have more than one bonnet if you don't mind stopping to clean.
If you don't mind rinsing them out, you don't have to have but one bonnet. In a big building where there's limited water supply, you want a whole bunch of bonnets, but in an apartment, you're never 20 feet from the sink. So
now, one other thing, a lot of people have asked us about using the pads instead of the bonnets, which are pads like a floor pad. To scrub the carpets, and you can do that and they work fine, but you're not going to absorb anything. It's going to leave it all down on the carpet. So if you're going to go over it with an extractor,
then you got to go over it with a bonnet or something anyway.
Turn that light out so don't mess with the video. But if you're going to go over it with some other method, or if you're going to come back with a bonnet, that's fine to use a pad to scrub with. And one of the advantages of using a pad or a carpet brush on the Oreck to scrub with is you let your pre-spray stay in the carpet, which gives it more of a chance to work. Alright. Now getting the bonnet wetter helps it to scrub a little bit better, but it's going to start absorbing almost immediately too.
What happens when you get the bonnet wet is it's like getting a shirt wet. When you get a t-shirt wet because you jumped in the river, when your shirt stretches up, you know what I mean? So when you get a bonnet wet, what you're doing is it stretches it wide open and it opens up all the pores on it, the absorption pores that are naturally made in it. It opens all those absorption pores up. It makes it so it easily absorb dirt because it's got places for the dirt to go. The wetter the bonnet, the better it works. First off, it makes it glide quicker. The second off, it sets it up for better absorption. Now, there's people who debate that, but I mean, I'm right, so it doesn't matter.
Well, you can see the results.
Yeah, the results speak for itself. No one puts up bonnet cleaning videos like we've shown hundreds of them, showing that our method is right. If people want to debate, okay, watch our videos and see what you can say. But we're doing it right.
Now some of that's furniture dents and everything. They must have had a coffee table or some small table there.
We're going to take those out with a steamer.
Yeah, we're going to do that separately.
Yeah, another thing. We're not even going to call a video. We've done tons of videos taking off dents. So. Now here's a real bad area. It's matted and everything.
This is the traffic area where people put their feet, sit on the couch. And the problem you got there is not just that it's dirtier than the rest of the carpet, but it's been matted down because of all the wear.
It's worn.
Yeah, so worn carpet, if you have brand new looking carpet and worn carpet, you can't make them look identical because of the destruction to the carpet fibers. So you're going to be left with what's called a gray area. And that's basically just worn out fibers. There's not a lot you can do with that. There's some products like Blend and Mend and things like that people use that add a waxy substance to the carpets to try to help bring the fibers back together, but that wears off. So it's just a very temporary stopgap measure.
But you see, I've already done a lot of fixing up the area, just with what I'm doing here. I'm going to take the whole stain out in this area right now. And people ask us, I'm going to say this because some people, this is the first video of ours you've ever seen. Some people ask us, should I get a machine like that or get one of the bigger ones? Well, what do you think? We're taking this stuff out, and these machines are like $400. We have a link in the video description where you can buy them from us. And the other machine, they cost a lot more money, and they're going to do the same thing we're doing. So you decide what you think you should do as far as should you buy one of these or one of the bigger ones. The bigger ones are nice, but...
Did you take a piece off your towel or something and throw it on the ground? Mm-hmm. What's that over by the outlet? Is that a part of the bonnet coming apart?
That?
Behind you?
Oh, no, that's tape.
Okay.
It's Scotch tape. But no, we recommend these because the bigger ones are nice, but man, they cost so much money.
And if you, so this is an upstairs apartment, and if you have to haul a standard 175 upstairs a few times,
or a big orbiter either,
you're going to get to where you really don't want to do it. No. These machines are lightweight, and because it's an orbital motion, they're far more aggressive than a standard buffer would be in the same size. You have to you always have to consider the orbital motion because it makes it scrub a little bit differently than a regular 175 would scrub.